through 5, on page 2, at the bottom, serious health condition, that involves, there's 1 through 5. Now, I'm assuming it doesn't have to involve all of these. It just has to involve one or more of the following. Should it say that? Because it does say that involves, and it... Where does it say one? Oh. Okay. All right, I don't know if it could just say involves one or more of the following instead of just involve.
We really want to stay with the federal language here,
Okay,
just
so
to
that's how it's
clarify.
done.
Yes, that's one of the
So
things
that's
we're real caution. We really don't want to change
Oh, that's
them.
fine. Yeah, no, that's good. So now I understand why it's a little confusing. It's the federal language. Okay, so most of this is just the federal language to it. Okay. All right, my questions are done.
Any others? Thank you. 12D is legislation.
We have a couple of pieces to inform you about. Lansing had another budget update, and it was determined that 2 months ago there was a forecast in January, and they are short with that forecast projected another $150 million. So they're going to be, and to a greater degree, short this year. The same amount, $234 million, we're short next year for the school aid fund. In terms of the stimulus, I want to read a paragraph that I received today. It says, as you are aware, there are 4 categories for funding under the Federal American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. Title I, Special Education, Education Incentive Grants, and State Fiscal Stabilization Funds. While all figures provided are estimates, it is uncertain how much of the State Fiscal Stabilization Fund dollars will be available for distribution to districts. The original estimates provided could be substantially reduced due to 3 factors: declining state revenues, higher education funding guarantee, and other funding appropriations for 09-10 school aid budget. The reason why I bring this up is because, like me, everybody is interested in, what might happen, what's going to come, down the path for South Lyon, and we really don't know what that is going to entail, but this was sent to me today, so looks like the money we thought we were going to get, because you get different published amounts, and that's why I never bring an amount, because as I tell Amy and Jim, when it's finally finalized, how the money can be spent, what the rules are, and how much, then, we'll talk. So this is more information. In addition, more of the stabilization funds may be required to maintain existing state funding levels for the current year and fiscal years 10 and 11. So there may be, when Lansing gets done with the money that is sent to them, we might be getting less. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, I'm just reporting information. The sinking funds we've been working on for years, trying to get technology and buses as part of sinking funds. Districts do have sinking funds, we don't. Again, that bill is up, and again, there's some good lobbying going on that possibly technology and buses could be provided in a sinking fund. However, some things that are being attached to the sinking fund bill is limit the expansion purposes to bus purchase, maintenance, and technology acquisition, which I agree with. And then only allow the votes for a sinking fund to take place in August or November. Those are parts that they're adding. That some people disagree with that, and some think that's a good idea. Let's see. The MEA retirement proposal, a substitute bill will be offered in committee this Thursday, March 19th, to reduce the multiplier from 2.0 to 1.75. That's the retirement multiplier that is used for people that are going to retire. It's currently 1.5. It's been 1.5 for years. So now they're thinking they might reduce it to 1.75, see if they can get enough votes to get that passed. I don't think they will. But it also says, and it is the goal of the committee chair to have a determination made on the bill at that time. That's a good thing, because everybody's waiting to see, is it going to die? And if it does, let it die now. And then if it doesn't, then we'll see what multiplier they come up with. There's a lot of talk on that, and there's a lot of questions that people have. that's out there is raises, it's a House Bill 4030, raises compulsory age for student attendance to 18 years. This was about 2 or 3 years ago it came up. It never made it past, I don't think it made it past committee. This change will apply to current 9th grade students. Those of us on our legislative committee have indicated that you can't just have it, next year. I wanted to start if they were going to do it with 7th and 8th graders, but right now, as it's written, it'd be current 9th graders. And then a parent would be allowed to give consent to drop out at 16. Which really takes the teeth out of it. I think that, sometimes parents and kids are on the same page and, they might be talked into something, the parents. Let's see. MASB, MASA sent information to me last week, and one of the things I start here is that funding will only be available for next 2 years regarding the stimulus. And MASB and MASA is saying we recommend that schools avoid using the funds for ongoing expenses. To use one-time money for ongoing costs will create a local structural deficit, analogous to what Michigan has done over the last decade. We're all aware of that. I know the board is. It's just, I needed to say that, for the public too, because it isn't going to, save areas of the budget, because it's money that we can't sustain. And I did receive, on the stimulus package, I did receive a chart last week. I believe it was from AASA. And they indicated that, by the end of March, we're supposed to receive some money. I'm not sure that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to get finalized in Lansing prior to that. And then there's another percent that we would get from between July and October, and then another percent in the fall of '09. But I've heard other ones that said, we'll get some this year and then some not till 2010. So I'm not sure. I don't think ASA knows either. That's it.
12E is board committee reports, legislative. Similar information from Mr. Curry. You've heard from policy, finance committee, meeting April 6th. That much time, everything should be very clear. Item 13, we did get the monthly business report. Thank you, Mr. Graham. Item 14. Oh, excuse me, Beach. Other.
Yes, we need a disciplinary hearing either this Thursday or next Monday.
I can't get either one.
Okay?
I could make Thursday, but not next Monday.
And I can't make Thursday because I have a staff event for school, so I think I can make Monday. Not Thursday.
Thursday only, it would be very late on Monday. Like,
You said Thursday only? Okay.
No, actually, no, Thursday I can't do it either. Can't do it Thursday or either one.
Monday, I'm available. Thursday,
What'd you say?
I can make Monday.
Thursday I'm not, and Monday you said? Oh, I'm Florida now.
So you said no on either? Greg, did you say no on
No
either?
on either, yeah.
So Doug, Dave, and Greg are no on either.
Well, unless it's after 8:30 or 9 o'clock, or